I wish I knew a better way to tell you this, but I just don't. See, when I told you my mom was dead, it wasn't exactly true. Well, in fact, it wasn't true at all. My mom's alive. No way. She's gonna hate me. They're all gonna hate me. God, how did I get myself into this?
Get yourself into what? Drewski have a problem?
You can say that again. How do
you what?
How do I get out of a lie?
Ooh, big lie.
Yeah, pretty near the top 10.
Well, a lie that big has got to be about love, so it's about Rachel, right?
Good morning. I was worried about you.
You were?
Yeah, well, I woke up, you weren't there. There wasn't any note or anything.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Any reason?
I had a lot on my mind.
Really? Why? What's wrong?
I saw you talking to Patrick last night.
Getting an early start? How industrious.
Congratulations.
What was that?
Take it easy. Take it easy. It's just our illustrious host, the disembodied Carlo Hester.
You're welcome to keep digging, Max, as you listen to the voice of your conscience.
Oh, yeah, my conscience, right.
The way I wake up. The dream I was having was lousy.
Carl, what do you got? Like, got a TV camera up there or something? You watching us?
Max, your conscience can see your every move and hear your every word.
Oh, you can talk, too. Good. What, loudspeaker system, huh?
Why did you click off last night? You left us here in total silence.
Yeah, is that what you meant by making us suffer?
Is there any reason why you shouldn't be made to suffer? Carlo? Something I should know?
tell me what the lie is.
No.
Okay. All right, no problem. I'll see what I can come up with.
And you know, this is getting worse and worse the more I think about it. Nora and my dad have been going around for weeks now telling everyone how I'm this great guy. And Rachel...
Rachel knows what a great guy you are.
She told me I was the most honest person she's ever met.
Well, obviously she hasn't met that many people, has she?
You know...
No, Drew, I'm sorry, okay? Yes, that was wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. It's partly because I'm so happy with Joey. All right. No more jokes, I promise.
You see this?
Yeah? What's that say?
It's the Hebrew word for truth.
And Rachel gave it to you?
So how do I tell her that I'm a total liar? Probably the biggest liar she's ever met.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's just hold on here. Actually, I've been where you are, okay? And I think you would be surprised at what Rachel already knows.
What?
When I came to Lambview, I lied all the time, okay? I told Joey about this one count, okay, who always used to try to get me into bed and make me... Well, you know, I'm not going to get into the details. Actually, that was the problem.
What?
Details, you know, I you know, messed them up a little bit, and I think, you know, that's the hard part about lying, is remember the details. The point is, what I think you should do is just sort of drop this detail that you've made up, you know, the lie, and just let it be.
Trust me, Kelly. Rachel could never forget this detail.
Well, all right, well, then let's go to plan B. I mean, if this lie isn't about love, then how bad can it be? If you want my advice, I think that you should tell her the truth.
Oh, God.
No, look, okay, she has made her share of mistakes. She's smart like Joey. I mean, that's what I was saying before. I mean, you would be surprised at what people already know. Joey knew there wasn't any count, and there wasn't any Duke or any actor. My guess is Rachel probably has a good idea of what's going on. Tell her the truth, Drew.
Hi, Rachel. Drew and I were just talking about you. Right, Drew? Saw Patrick last night. He came by. He was worried, about how things were going, because with Todd alive, it might stir up all that business with Inish Craig and Carlo Hesser.
Wait a second. I was worried before about something else, but now you're getting me concerned about a whole nother issue here. What are you talking about, Carlo, Todd?
No, I don't think you have to be worried. I think Todd has a lot more to concentrate on right now.
Marty, I'm not talking about Todd. I'm talking about Patrick here.
Patrick?
Yes, I'm talking about Patrick. Listen, if Todd came out alive from this Inish Craig thing. Now, if Patrick turns around, he figures out he can nail Carlo to the wall, well, every time the guy gets in danger, he ends up dragging you into it. What I'm saying is, stay away from Patrick.
Antonio, hello. I was just talking to my broker.
About why he should suffer?
No, he was complaining about the fact that I haven't been kind enough to him lately for his ridiculous decisions.
What's that?
No, it's a new monitor I'm installing for an operation I'm thinking about.
You need anything?
No. No. Actually, I'll be doing business matters all day long, so why don't you take the rest of the time for yourself? You're going to St. Louis tomorrow for the meeting with the Hannigan brothers, right?
Right.
Take the day off. Get some rest for your trip.
Okay. Listen, about that payment we made to that guy, Spike in North Carolina.
Yes.
I was just thinking maybe you would want me to follow up on that.
Oh, no. That's fine. It worked out perfectly.
Did it?
Yes.
Look, all that money had to be for the car, right? I figured you would want the car back here in Lambview, so if you'd like, I could pick it up on my way home from St. Louis.
No. Thank you. And I really can't discuss that operation with you. Unless, of course, you've decided about that offer I made yesterday. About you're getting more involved in the business. On a heart and soul level, so to speak.
Look, Carlo, I am who I am. You are who you are.
And you'd rather keep your distance.
I'm trying to keep things separate. My work in one box, my family in another.
It's your choice. Enjoy your trip. I'll see you when you get back from St. Louis.
Right.
Answer me! God, I'm losing my voice. What do you want? What? Are you listening? Are you there? You're talking. Okay, fine. You don't want to talk? I'll talk, 'cause I got a lot of stuff I've been meaning to get off my chest about you. Anyone ever tell you what a slimy little slug you are? You just gotta slither across the floor. What? You? What? Let me see your hand. What's
Put my hand on a rock.
You okay?
Don't make him any more angry than he already is, okay?
What am I supposed to do?
Just don't.
I don't know what's worse. I don't know whether having him watch us or just cutting us off.
As long as he's watching us, we can reason with him, all right?
Reason with Ezra.
We can. He asked me to be a spiritual advisor, you know? He does believe. In my heart, I think all people believe. Maybe I can reach him that way. I know he doesn't want to risk losing his faith or being down the wrath of God.
Tell you what, I'll stand on the sidelines humming Rock of Ages while you try to get to him, huh? Because I don't have a whole lot of faith in his faith.
I'll handle it. All right? When he gets back on the speaker, when I know he can hear us, I'll just tell him that God will hold him personally responsible. And if he lets us go, then he'll be forgiven.
That's it. Thank you.
What are you talking about?
I know exactly what to do to get Carlo to set us free.
Talking about me? What were you saying? Only good things. Right, Drew?
Yeah, I was just saying to Kelly that I had something I want to tell you.
Great. I have something I want to tell you, too. Remember when we were talking about what we wanted to do?
You mean like in the future?
Mm-hmm. I've decided. I'm going to work in drug rehab. I just realized that I can help people, you know.
Oh, that's
wonderful.
yeah, good going.
Good. You know what? That's like me working at Liars Anonymous. You know, I mean, you're really going to be able to identify with the addict's problem, and they're going to know that you can help. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, you couldn't have made a better choice, really. You were going to be great.
Well, I was just talking to my drug rehab counselor, and she was saying that she would help me get a job at the hospital outreach program. And she walked me to campus, and I'm enrolling in the psych department at LU.
Oh,
kidding.
well, she's a co-ed again.
Wow, that's great. I'm really happy for you.
Yes. I couldn't have done it without you. I mean, you made me face myself, you know? You made me be honest. That's what you kept pushing all along, honesty. And it worked. I couldn't have turned my life around without you, Drew Buchanan. And I want you to never forget that.
I am so happy for you. You are going to be a great drug counselor.
Yeah, you really will. Have you told your mom and dad?
No, not yet, but I will. So, what are you going to tell me? Phil, I don't want you to worry about this.
And stay away from Thornhart.
Patrick was not responsible for me being on that boat when it went down. That was my decision. And when I was in Ireland, he tried to keep me away from everything that was happening. Yeah, it got scary at times, but, well, I think I came back stronger because of that.
Well, I'll tell you what. You let Todd and you let Patrick, you let them get their revenge by themselves. You stay out of it. no matter how you feel about Patrick.
Hello? Marty, it's Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Hi. Look, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm trying to reach Dylan. Do you know where he is?
Well, sure, he's sitting right here. Hold on a second. Andy's looking for you.
Yeah, Andy, what's up?
Hi. I came in to fill in for Max here at Rhodey's, and Charlemagne called from Apex. Max and Maggie were supposed to get there last night, and they never showed, and they never called.
That's weird.
They didn't call you, did they?
No, they were supposed to be in around 7 or 8. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they just stopped along the way somewhere and just, they're getting in about right now or something.
And if Max's car broke down, don't you think he would have called?
Sure.
Oh, man, I'm starting to worry about this the more I think about it. Should have been in North Carolina a long time ago.
Listen, I tell you what, I'll come down there in just a little while, and we'll make some phone calls, and we'll get this all figured out, all right?
All right. Bye. Hi.
Who's in North Carolina?
Yep. No more sore back for me. I'm just gonna stretch, kick back, have a little sip of water, because Papa's going home. You know, I am so brilliant sometimes. I hope you realize that. Oh.
Okay, Einstein, why don't you stop congratulating yourself and tell me what the great plan is?
Great plan is, Carlo's gonna let us out, so no more digging.
Max, how? Talk to me.
It came to me when you were talking about God.
You're kidding. That's wonderful. So you really think that I can get to Carlos through God?
Yep. But not yours, his.
Excuse me?
Carlo only has one God. Money. And when he comes back on for a little chat, me and Carlo are gonna do a little dealing. I'm gonna make him so happy, he's gonna set us free.
There's always the possibility he may not come back on the speaker system.
Oh, no way. We're going to be hearing from that slime bucket real soon. You see, he's not through toying with us because we've got the toy he really wants.
Hello again. This is your conscience. Have you had time to think of how you've done wrong and deserve to be made to suffer?
Well, hello, conscience. Okay, now, Carlo, listen, can we cut all this stuff and get down to the bottom line here? We know what you want. Let's cut to the chase. You want your $50 million? Fine. We let you have it. You let us out.
This is good. A step forward. You know you've done wrong and should pay.
Oh, please, would you just stop with the morality lesson? You want the money back or not?
Alas, if you had an infrared scanner, you'd see the money you offer isn't worth the paper it's printed on.
What is he talking about?
Give me the light. Get it over here.
What's wrong?
Let me see something.
What's wrong?
God!
What?
Counterfeit.
No, that looks too real.
Yeah, well, that's what counterfeit does. It looks real. What do you want? What? Why don't you just take us down to the Olympic Studios? Why are you going all this trouble? What do you want?
Rachel, what I wanted to tell you is something that happened. Actually, it's someone from my past.
Oh, you got another letter, didn't you? Kelly, when I was here last, Drew received a letter on perfume-scented paper. Violet perfume-scented paper, no doubt.
No, it's not that. It's... The letter was... Never mind, it's not that. You see, the thing is, God, this is a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
Come on, Drew, after everything you've learned about me, Think I'm gonna run out of the room screaming because of something that embarrassed you?
No, it's not that.
You know what? Maybe I should leave. Yeah, I'm dying of curiosity, trust me. But, you know, I can leave if it's going to be easier for you.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not necessary. You know, maybe I should do this later, okay? I mean, I feel like a jerk bringing you in here, then backing away. It just doesn't seem right. I don't feel right.
Okay, whatever. Whatever makes you feel better.
Yeah, it's your secret.
Can we meet at Rhodey's later this afternoon? By then I'll know how to tell you.
Okay, Rhodey's cool.
Drew, that's probably my academic advisor. You haven't seen me all day. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll just tell him since your Melodor face is showing up on every billboard, you're just too important to talk to anyone. Hello?
Hi, sweetie. It's your mama. Kept your promise yet? To tell everybody I'm not dead?
I'm working on it. Just give me some time.
Sugar, I can't keep sitting around here all day and all night like somebody you're ashamed of. You said you would tell Bo and you would get him to give us some money. Now, Roy is expecting us to show up down in Nashville. He's arranged for a studio and everything. Baby, you're at least supposed to have asked your father for the money by now.
I can't deal with this right now, okay? Stay where you are.
Who's that?
That was a friend from school. Listen, you need some help, and I gotta go. I'll see you at Rhodey's later.
What was up with him?
Drew Buchanan, you cannot do this to me. Well, I am not just going to keep sitting around here.
Max and Maggie never called anyone?
No, not that we know of. I don't know, maybe they couldn't tell anybody when they were arriving, so it didn't matter when they got there.
Possible. Maybe they just went sightseeing.
Yeah, they probably stopped by some, friends of Darlene's up in the mountains or something like that. Listen, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go on over to Rhodey's and I'll talk to you later.
Well, I'll come with you.
No, I know you've got studying to do, and I know you've got your shift down at the hospital. Like I said, I'll talk to you later. And, you know about what I was talking about. Stay away from Patrick.
So, Max took Maggie with him to get the twins.
In North Carolina.
A little town called Apex. Well, it's a crossroads, actually. Charlemagne is Luna's brother, and he has a farm just outside the town.
They have phones there.
Yeah, they're not that far out in the country.
Right.
Antonio, come on, what is it?
Nothing. When did they leave?
Yesterday.
When were they supposed to get there?
Last night. They were going to drive straight through.
Wait a second, they drove?
Yeah, they took Max's car. I mean, I know he had a mechanic look it over. I mean, I can't imagine what could have possibly happened.
I can.
What?
All right, Carlo, what do you want? Just tell us.
Try to remember. I am not this man, Carlo. I am your conscience. Think about your sin. For months you made a man believe he was dying of a terrible disease.
Okay. It was a little cruel. So what?
So what, now you're going to make us think that we're dying? It's a pretty sick game.
It's not a game. Not for you.
What are you going to do? Just leave us here to die?
Your conscience is in control. If it thinks you should die after all the cruelty you showed.
All right, listen. Conscience. Let's just get something straight, okay? I pulled off this scam. Maggie had nothing to do with planning this. She wanted nothing to do with it, so she tried to stay out of it. I dragged her into this. You gotta let her go.
Don't you know you can't fool your conscience? You were both involved. The idea that a nun can be so venal and so sacrilegiously vulgar is surprising, though.
All right,
I don't deny it. I was involved. I got blinded by the money and what I could do for my kids, and I was wrong. But the plan never had anything to do with anyone dying. You were just supposed to think you were sick, and then you drink the water, and everything was going to be fine.
$50 million is not an imaginary sum, my dear.
You'll burn in hell for all eternity if you kill us.
All right. Since you had a reprieve built into your scheme for Carlo Hesser's benefit, it's only fitting you should have a reprieve, too.
You gonna let us live?
Listen carefully.
Somewhere in the cave there is a way out. If you find it, you live. If you don't,
Hester! Hester, wait, what is it? Where is it? Where's the way out? Hester!
Could this be the world's most perfect bra? A Victoria's Secret creation.
Drew is not trying to let me down easy.
No, it's definitely not that. No, it's just... Okay. I think it's just something from his past that he really feels bad about. That's it.
Oh, good. You know, I always had a feeling that he was holding something back all along. I mean, whenever we would talk about, you know, where he lived or who he lived with, he'd clam up, you know?
Well, you know, I mean, no matter what, just remember that he really cares about you, okay? And whatever it is, you need to stick by him.
After the way that he stood by me for the last few months, girl, there is nothing that he could say that would make me change the way I feel about him.
Well, good.
Reminds me, I gotta get to campus.
Oh.
I gotta go pick up my reading list for the courses, you know, the psych courses that I'm auditing. But could you tell him that I'll call him? And,
Sure.
I'll meet at Rhodey's.
Okay. Listen, congratulations on that drug rehab thing. Awesome.
Thanks. And you go, Miss Melodor.
Please. See ya. All right. What kind of music does Miss Melodor feel like? Industrial? Got classic hits of the 50s. Oh, God. Crazy. Huh? Hello. Hi, honey. Is Drew Buchanan here?
Spike's Automotive? Yeah, it's Antonio Vega. Put Spike on the phone, will you?
So you know what to do. And Renee will be here later on this afternoon.
Sure, no problem, Andy. I've covered behind the bar before.
Hey, any word from Max and Maggie?
No, and Antonio is acting really weird, like he knows what happened.
Yeah, look. You tell him the minute he walks in to get in touch with Antonio Vega. He's got my cell phone. Yeah, tell him it's important.
So, Andy says you know where Max is.
Look, I'm not sure, all right? I'm just afraid. I need to go handle this alone, all right?
No, you're not going anywhere, not after what you just said to me.
Look, I can't get you involved.
I am involved. Max is my brother. Now, what the hell do you know that's got you so worried?
Listen, Antonio, if you know something, I'd like to know too.
No.
This has to do with Carlo, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Antonio, I want an answer. What does Carlo have to do with my brother?
Carlo couldn't have meant the way in was the way out. Besides, it's sealed. There's no way.
Well, I hate to say this, but what if he was lying? What if he's just playing some weird torture game with us?
He could have been. Heck, I mean, it came out so easy, it sounded like he had it planned. Besides, what do we got to lose? We may as well assume he was telling the truth.
So where are we gonna look?
I don't know. I checked this whole place out when we came in, remember? Mm-hmm. But hey, I could have missed something. Didn't have much light. Let's check out the passage again, all right? Come on. Yeah.
Wait. What about that?
What?
Give me the light. There's an opening.
Where?
Right here.
I don't know. It doesn't look like we can get very far in here.
Let's check it out. Oh, God. Oh, dear God.
What?
Do you want to leave a message or something? I'm Kelly. Hi.
Oh, hi, Kelly. I'm Mrs. Wild.
Oh, great. Well, I'm Drew's roommate. So if you'd like to leave a message, I'd be...
Wait, roommate, you mean as in girlfriend?
No, roommate as in friend.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, you're so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, he just took off. He'll be back in a minute. Why don't you come on in?
Well, that would be nice. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. My, I bet he likes it here.
Yeah, I think so.
It'd be real easy to get used to.
So, how do you know Drew?
Oh, wait. I know where I saw you. You're the girl on that billboard out by the airport.
Yeah, that's right.
Except you're 100 feet tall, at least.
Well, 20.
And you have that big tube of lipstick in your hand.
Right, that's my cousin's cosmetics firm.
Yes.
Yeah, this is bizarre, having strangers know who I am. It's very weird. I'm actually surprised that you recognize me. I didn't have my gold evening gown on, all my makeup, I know, but it's weird being famous.
Yeah, well, sugar, it just so happens I'm no stranger to that feeling. I've had some fame in my day, been around a lot of celebrities.
Really?
Oh, yeah, honey. The truth is, milk would curdle if they didn't have about a pound of makeup on their faces, but, oh, Lord have mercy, you are a true beauty. I mean, you should have songs written about you. You are so pretty. That skin is to die for. It is so perfect. Well, no, I mean it. Honey, may I be honest with you?
So what they did was they made Carlo believe he was dying from this disease. And the only way to be cured was to drink this special water from Serenity Springs.
And he agreed to pay $50 million for it?
Yeah.
Then he found that it was all a scam.
Yeah, they must have blown the cover or something. I thought it was over, though. Once he gave them the $50 million in counterfeit money, it was like one practical joke answering another practical joke. With Carlo, I should have known.
Known what? He wouldn't drop it? He was going to go after them on his own, his way?
Look, Andy, I'm not sure. But I dropped off a lot of money in a place called Spike's Automotive. And Spike was supposed to do this job in North Carolina.
On Max's car.
Damn it. I knew something was up. He wouldn't give me details. He always gives me details. But this time... he told me this day would come. And now it's here. And you were right. I do feel dirty.
Listen, we can sit here wishing we had done things differently, but we didn't, so let's do something about this. We'll take care of it ourselves.
I'll give the address for Spike's Automotive.
No, Antonio, wait.
And may the soul of this dearly departed one seems to have lost his body a little while ago. May he rest in peace forever in the bosom of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
You know what I think? I think this guy was hiding from something or someone. And he crawled in here and bought it. Either that or he was sick. He just came here, he was sick, and he died, that's all.
Max.
What?
Oh, Max.
What? I hear you, what?
The light.
What light?
There's a light. There's a light. It's coming from over there. That must be the way out.
Oh, my God. Oh, Carlo wasn't lying. There is a way out. You know what? This guy died trying to dig his way out of here, and he died of exhaustion or something.
Oh, there's two of us.
And we're not going to die, are we, sister? We are going to make it. The hell with Hester. Come on.
It say all you needed was a little bit of height. Right there. Height? Uh-huh. Yep, right, no. Right there.
All right, okay, fine. Let's go for it. But you know what? I'm a little confused. Is Big Hair still in? I don't see much of it in land. Yeah.
Honey, you leave that to me. Oh, if there's one thing I know, it is hair. Yeah, I used to work in a salon down in Georgia. I probably know as much about hair as I do about music.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm a country western singer. My life is music.
I'll be darned.
Look, Andy, I'm going, okay? It might be a long shot, but my gut's telling me it's a shot worth taking. Plus, I carry weight with this guy Spike. So if I could find him, maybe he could lead me to your brother.
Good. I'm going with you. I'll call Sergeant Bronson, have him put an ATV out on Max's car, and I'll talk to Sheriff Salon.
I thought you were...
What? That I'm off the force? It's a personal leave. I'm still a cop. Come on, let's go. Take my car.
No. Actually, I'm driving. We'll take the van.
All the way to North Carolina?
It's not that far. Besides, Max is like my brother. He's family.
Dylan, come on. We don't know what we're going to be facing.
Yeah, I mean, it could get rough.
You know, this is something I got to do for Max and me. Listen, I've got a chance to be useful here, and I'm going to take it.
Sounds like the man's made up his mind.
Yes, so.
Let's go.
Amber.
Fine.
Watch out. What?
I'm gonna shower. I'm gonna shower till I'm wrinkled worse than a raisin.
Oh, God, that sounds good. Oh, come on,
Eat a hamburger, really, really good hamburger.
Oh, yes.
Fried onion rings and a beef beer.
I'll tell you what, sister. See what, sister. I'll buy. You just keep on digging. Just don't stop digging, otherwise you're not going to get that shower or that greasy burger.
Listen to that.
Is it clicking?
It's not really clicking. It's more like a
Excellent. You found the way out.
There's no way to get past all those rattlesnakes without dying the way the last guy did.